Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Korean ebook before it's gone.
Hi everyone! Hi, is anyone here? Hey, please leave a comment. Let's study Korean together. So, hi, my name is Keijin. 안녕하세요, 케이진입니다. So, from this week, we are going to study Korean together every Thursday at 1 p.m. in Korean time. So, don't forget the time and please join the class every week with me. So, yes, please leave a comment. Let's study Korean. Hey, Melly, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Hey, Melly, how are you? Nice to meet you. And Derby Army, yes. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing foreign names. Park Jin-young, hey, hi, how are you? Thank you for joining, Andre. Hey, hi everyone. So I'm really happy to meet you all, guys. And yeah, let's study Korean together. So as I just told you, my name is Keijin. Can you see this? Keijin. Yes. So yeah, if I haven't been any video in Korean class 1on.com, so some of you might think I'm a new host, but I've been working for Innovative Language Learning and Korean class 1on.com for 5 years already. And I'm so happy that I finally got the chance to meet you guys and talk here. Yay! So let's study Korean together. And wow, lots of people like She Dragon, hello. Malaika, hey. And sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing your name. Jaekyung, Park Jin-young, hey, hi everyone. And Pookie's Gems, Constant am I right? Am I saying your name correctly? But anyway, I'm so happy to meet you all here. And today, if you saw the title, you probably know that we are going to talk about how to introduce yourself in Korean. Yay! So, can you guys introduce yourself in Korean? Can you? Oh yes, someone started talking in Korean. Ayana, that's awesome. You can write your name in Korean. Yes. Oh, Andre, you have your notebook ready. Perfect. So, okay, so let's start our first phrase, which is very easy. Hello, I am blah blah. Your name. Put your name. Can you see here? Yes, just put your name here. Right, so 안녕하세요. 저는 your name and 입니다. 입니다 is sentence ending particle, so just put your name and 입니다. So 안녕하세요. 저는 your name 비리비리비리입니다. So let me introduce myself. 안녕하세요. 저는 케이진입니다. Cool? Can you introduce yourself? Oh, that's awesome. 카로리나. 저는 카로리나입니다. Perfect. Awesome. And 지오바나. 안녕하세요. 저는 지오입니다. Great. 안녕하세요. 저는 에보니입니다. Great. So yes, you can say 안녕하세요. 저는 your name입니다. But there's an easy way. 저는, you can omit 저는. Because even though you don't say 저는, in the context, everyone knows that it's you. So you just say 안녕하세요, 케이진입니다. Easy, right? 안녕하세요. Your name입니다. 안녕하세요, 저는 진주입니다. Oh, that's a beautiful name. 안녕하세요, 저는 타쿠라입니다. Am I saying correctly? Camilo said, you live in Korea? Yes, I'm in doing live now. 안녕하세요, 타네라입니다. Oh, that's nice name. I like the name. 안녕하세요, 올리아입니다. 안녕하세요, 토토입니다. Hello, Jaku from Brazil and Jolena from Philippines. Hey. So now you can introduce yourself, your name, right? So next phrase. 만나서 반갑습니다 is nice to meet you. I can write it for you actually. So you are gonna see my bad Korean writing. 만나서, maybe I should show like this. 만나서 반갑습니다. My Korean writing is so bad! Ah! But anyway, 만나서 반갑습니다 means nice to meet you. Right? 재경, 만나서 반가워요 is also fine. So, 만나서 반갑습니다 means nice to meet you. So, we learned 안녕하세요 and your name입니다. So, you can now say your name and then 입니다, right? And then nice to meet you. And then next phrase, second phrase is really, really, really useful for K-pop fans because it is I'm a fan of. Yes, I know. I found out a lot of Korean learners are fan of like Korean idol groups, actress, actor. So I thought it would be really great if you can introduce whose fan you are. For example, I'm a fan of BTS. In Korean, 저는 BTS의 팬입니다. By the way, did you know that BTS Korean name is 방탄소년단? So you can say 저는 방탄소년단의 팬입니다. By the way, we have here. Yes, we have BTS ebook. I made it with a huge fan of BTS, which is Caitlyn, and that contains 217 facts about BTS. So you should really check it out. It's free. Just click the link. If you're Facebook users, click the link here, or YouTube users, click the link here or here. Just click it and download it. That's it. If you're not the member of Korean Class 101, just sign up. It's completely free. Just download it. And yeah. And even though you are not BTS fan, just download it because it contains a lot of useful phrases, useful Korean words that you can use in daily lives. So download it for free and then you can learn Korean. And if you're not a fan of BTS and you're a fan of someone else, just let me know. Actually, you have to invite lots of people and leave lots of comments. So if we have lots of comments, I can persuade my boss so we can make more ebooks for K-pop fans. So check it out and leave lots of comments and cool. So yes. So let's recap the phrase again. I'm a fan of blah blah. What's your favorite group? 저는 세븐틴의 팬이에요. Perfect, Giovanni. Good. And easy way to speak this. In the previous sentence, I deleted 저는, right? Because everyone knows it's you, so you don't have to say 저는. Same here. So you don't have to say 저는 blah 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 의 팬입니다. You can just say 팬입니다. You can even omit the 의 here. Oh, here. Yes, you can even omit 의 here and say 세븐틴 팬입니다. 엑소 팬입니다. 소녀시대 팬입니다. Great, 소녀시대 is girls' generation. And EXO, who else? Twice, right? I'm a fan of Twice. Twice의 팬입니다. Like this, just add the name. Okay, cool. Now wow, my favorite group is AOA, Jaku Lima. So then you can make sentence. 저는 AOA 팬입니다. We can omit 저는. So AOA 팬입니다. Oh, there's Blackpink fan. Sorry. So Blackpink 팬입니다. And another one here. 갓세븐 팬입니다. 샤이니 팬입니다. G-Dragon 팬입니다. Wow, there are a lot of comments. Great job, everyone. So, 빅뱅 팬입니다. 엑소 팬입니다. 초피스. 세븐틴스. Great. Okay, and 소녀시대 제시카 팬입니다. Perfect. You guys are doing great. Excellent job. Okay, so let's move on to the next phrase. So, since we just talked about K-pop, let me make one more sentence, which is my favorite member is. My favorite member is. In Korean, is 제가 좋아하는 멤버는, 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 입니다. Oh, there's one question. 입니다. What is 입니다? Yes, you see 입니다 in every sentence, right? So 입니다 is like to be. Phrase 3 and yes. 입니다 is like to be. So I am, or you are, she is. Like this be. You know, is, are, and am. It just means like 입니다. And this is sentence ending particle. So you say something and 입니다. That become a sentence. Easy, right? So, the subtitles here, text here. So, my favorite member is. Can you make a sentence with it? You can say 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 입니다. Can you make a sentence? So, great job, Giovanni. Awesome. 제가 좋아하는 멤버는 우지입니다. Right, exactly. So again, I just omitted 저는 in a previous sentence because it means I am. Here, the same. My can be omitted in Korean. 제가. Because even though you don't say that words, everyone knows it's your favorite, not her or not his. So you know that. So 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 입니다. 토토이. Hi. 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 태연님입니다. Great. You like Girls' Generation. Awesome. I like her too. She's so good at singing, right? And beautiful. And ooh, you guys are making great sentences. Awesome job. So let me make some more examples. 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 here 지민입니다. From Chicky. Yay! Hi Chicky. So you are a fan of BTS. That's awesome. I like BTS too. By the way, speaking about BTS, you see the free BTS ebook here. So download it. Yeah. It has 270 facts about BTS. So if you are a fan of BTS, you definitely have to download. It's so fun, and you can also learn Korean language, and you can learn their birthday or like some their when they're young, what happened in like something like that. Sorry, there are a lot of things, too many things. So I'm like, I don't remember. I just remember BTS Jin likes pink, and then his nickname is like Pink Princess. That's so cute. It's so and also someone's hobby is doing nothing in the free time. That's awesome hobby. Like same as me. Yeah. So 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 입니다. Who's your favorite member? I can make a sentence for you. Just leave a name of your favorite member. 정국 here, another BTS fan. 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 정국입니다. And there's one more tip. You can just say 정국입니다. But have you heard about like 오빠, 언니, 형, 누나? You can also add those words after the name. For example, 정국 오빠입니다. 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 정국 오빠입니다. You can just say 정국입니다 or 정국 오빠입니다 too. There's lots of BTS fans. Hey, hi, Andre Kim here from Philippines, and Jay Ferdos. 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 민윤기입니다. Perfect, great sentence. Wow, Storytime Teen said Jungkook doesn't like to be called oppa. You are a big fan of BTS. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. And 수연 said 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 유나입니다. Diana said 온유. I think on you, right? 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 오유입니다. And here on Facebook, Winda. Oh, Winda, hello from Indonesia. And 김지수. Okay, so 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 김지수입니다. Here, 모니 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 시원입니다. From Super Junior, right? And then on Facebook, there's one message, one comment. Jaleza, when do you usually have class? We have class every Thursday, 1 p.m. Korean time, and 12 a.m. ETS, like New York, Boston, the area. So please check it out. I'm gonna do the Korean lesson every Thursday, and please cheer me up. Because in the room, I'm alone and I need your comment. Cheers. Yes. Hi Anna. Oh, Brina said, what does 제가 means? 제가 means I am. I. It's like I or me. Wow. I'm sorry, I cannot read your name. KCAA April lady. Here is 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. and you're watching this video. Thank you so much. And Kathleen, 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 로제입니다. Perfect sentence. And oh, hi from Mexico. That's so far. Hey, hi. And by the way, please don't forget to share this video. If you're on Facebook, you can share so easily. Please share. And then click on the like or love this video. Please, so I can make more videos with you guys every Thursday. So please like this video, love, and leave lots of comments. And please join the class every Thursday, okay? 제경, 제가 한국어를 2년 공부했어요. Wow, you studied Korean 2 years. Awesome. Let's move on to the next phrase, which is phrase 4. My favorite song is. You know, I try to pick the same sentences if possible, because if we learn so many sentences at once, we cannot memorize all, right? But you just learned my favorite blah blah is something. This sentence pattern can be used in many different situations. So change member to song, like my favorite song is blah blah. So you can make thousands of sentences if you are familiar with this pattern. So let's practice with one more pattern. 제가 제일 좋아하는 노래는 뜨르르입니다. 노래 is song. So 제일 좋아하는 means favorite. So favorite song, 제일 좋아하는 노래. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 뜨르르입니다. What's your favorite song? Like I can make sentence for you, so just leave a comment. Ooh, you like Butterfly, Storytime Teen. Okay, let me make a sentence. My favorite song is Butterfly. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 butterfly입니다. 박민소. 제가 제일 좋아하는 노래는 마지막처럼입니다. Wow, lots of BTS fan. 제가 제일 좋아하는 노래는 봄날입니다. So just put the name of your favorite song before and then 입니다. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 입니다. Another Blackpink fan. Spooky Skellington. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 Reflection입니다. Great sentence. And Totoy Dart. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 Into the New World입니다. He and Bibi. Is it right? 제일 좋아하는 노래는 지몬미입니다. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 미니스커트입니다. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 심플입니다. You guys are making great sentence. Awesome, fantastic, and great. Okay, so I think you are familiar with this sentence pattern. So let's practice one more sentence, which is my favorite Korean drama is. So you can see here, right? It's 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 입니다. Cool. So what's your favorite drama? You can also talk about drama. Let me make examples. 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 도깨비입니다. Have you watched Goblin? My favorite Korean drama is Goblin. 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 입니다. And another example. My favorite Korean drama is The Descendants of the Sun. It was super popular last year, right? Oh, someone likes Goblin. Chim Chim, great. Dream High. Okay, let me make sentence with Dream High too. 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 Dream High입니다. Oh, Carly Gleason made a great sentence. 제가 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 One More Time입니다. 박민소, 제가 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 Doctor Stranger입니다. Good job. And can you see the bracket here? It's hard to point. Yeah, you can omit 제가 because 제가 is my, so you can omit it. 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 화랑입니다. 화랑 모모니텍 45 화랑. Okay. Yeah, so when you introduce yourself, you can just talk about your name and then anything. But I personally recommend you to talk about your favorite thing because that's a great conversation starter. And also, the other people can ask you about your favorite thing. And since it's your favorite thing, you have tons of things to talk about, and you can keep talking about your favorite thing, and then that will be a great conversation if you talk about your favorite thing. And 박민수 just asked, what is 제일? By the way, 제일 means the best or number one, and 좋아하는 means like. So 제일, like number one, like meaning like favorite in English. Area 900. 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 오 나의 귀신님입니다. Good sentence. By the way, we are going to post this video after this live, so you can watch this video again and review. Please review it because to improve your Korean, you always need to practice over and over again, and then like you try to pronounce yourself. Stop the video and pronounce yourself, so you can improve your Korean quickly. So practice is the best key. And don't forget to like this video and share so we can make more videos. If this video doesn't get many likes and comments, we have to stop the video. So please like. Facebook fans, click love and like and leave lots of comments. YouTube fans too, ask your friends to watch this video at 1 p.m. every Thursday, and I'll be here. I'll be teaching you Korean every week, so please support this video. Okay, so let's recap what we learned. So we learned lots of things today. Hello, I am. 안녕하세요. 저는 can be omitted. 안녕하세요. 입니다. me. 안녕하세요. 케이진입니다. 케이진. 안녕하세요. 케이진입니다. And second, I said nice to meet you, which is 만나서 반갑습니다. 따란! 만나서 반갑습니다. Can you see this? My bad handwriting. yeah, 만나서 반갑습니다. And next, I'm a fan of. 저는 방탄소년단의 팬입니다. Or easy way is 방탄소년단 팬입니다. You don't have to add 저는 or 의. So 방탄소년단 팬입니다. And next, my favorite member is. What example can I make? My favorite member is Red Monster. 제가 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 랩몬스터입니다. By the way, Red Monster live in Ilsan, which is my city. You can find it in the here free BTS ebook, and then you know their hometown, birthday, blood type, everything about them. 217 facts about BTS, and Red Monster is same city. yeah, from same city as me, so I might have seen him on the street. And next, my favorite song is 제가 제일 좋아하는 노래는 입니다. Well, let me make an example. 제일 좋아하는 노래는 Not Today입니다, which is BTS song, right? And another example, what song? Like, maybe like 제일 좋아하는 노래는 Fantastic Baby입니다. Do you know Fantastic Baby from Big Bang? Yeah, it's good. And next, my favorite Korean drama is. 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 입니다. An example, like there was Dream High in the comment. 제일 좋아하는 한국 드라마는 Dream High입니다. Good. And we learned these sentences, and I give you one more tip. If you want to have good relationship with them, you can say 잘 부탁드립니다. 잘 부탁드립니다. Maybe I should write it too. It's 잘, my bad handwriting, 잘. Can you see this? 부탁드립니다. Okay, so it literally means please treat me well. But it doesn't mean that you have to be nice, you have to be kind to me. It doesn't mean that. It just means I want to have good relationship with you. So yeah, please treat me well. So it's very, very polite. So when you end your self-introduction, I usually say 잘 부탁드립니다. Got it? Yes. So yeah, I think we covered all the important phrases today, and I guess now you can introduce yourself in Korean, right? Oh, Giovanni and 박민소 잘 부탁드립니다. 잘 부탁해요. And Don't forget to download this BTS ebook. Phew. I'll be really happy if you download it and leave a comment so we can make more ebooks and videos for you. And next week, we are going to talk about Korean slangs. Do you know any Korean slangs? I'll cover really popular Korean slangs. So please join our next Thursday class at 1 p.m. Korean time and 12 a.m. ETS. It will be September 7th. So don't forget, we have Korean class every Thursday at 1 p.m. Please join it and I'll be waiting for you. So, again, yeah, it's almost time, but yeah, I just want to talk to you guys more, so I'm talking a little bit longer. This is BTS ebook that you can even learn Korean language and fact about BTS. Don't forget to download it. And this book is completely free. Just go to koreanclass101.com and download it. Thank you so much, and I hope you like this video. Yeah, I was nervous and I think I made the last mistake in speaking English. So I understand if you make mistake in Korean, it's hard. So thank you so much. I hope you like this video, and if you hate this video, just leave a comment what you hate about. Yeah, I'll try to make this video better next time. So please give me your opinion, feedback, or any question. So thank you so much, everyone, and see you next time. See you next week. I'll miss you guys. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Want to speak real Korean from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at koreanclass101.com.
Imagine you want to go to a Korean public bathhouse. What do you do? 안녕하세요, 이재입니다. Jewi here. Anyone can learn how to enjoy a public bath and sauna in Korea. In this lesson, you'll learn how. Mark and Kosu are at a public bathhouse in Korea. Let's watch.
어서 오세요. 목욕이세요? 찜질이세요?
목욕이요.
여기 표랑 열쇠 가져가세요. 남탕은 오른쪽이에요.
마크, 목욕탕에는 열탕과 온탕이 있는데 열탕에 들어가 볼까? 열탕? 많이 뜨거워? 40도 정도? 열탕은 너무 뜨거울 것 같아. 난 온탕에 있을게. 목욕도 했으니까 때를 밀자. 난 괜찮아. 샤워만 할게.
Now the lesson focus. Here's how you can enjoy a public bath and sauna in Korea.
Have you ever been to a Korean sauna? In Korean, it's called
찜질방.
sauna culture is very unique to Korea. It's a place where many foreigners and Koreans like to go to relax and enjoy themselves. Not only can you enjoy baths and sauna, but there is also a resting area where you can watch TV, eat Korean food, and talk with family and friends. When you first arrive at the sauna, the staff may ask you,
목욕이세요? 찜질이세요?
"Are you here for a bath or sauna?" You can say,
목욕,
if you want to take a bath, or
찜질.
if you want to use the sauna. Then, the staff member will give you your ticket and locker keys and show you where the changing rooms are. Once you enter the bath area, you may notice something a little strange. Many Korean people wear their towels on their head rolled into buns on both sides. So why is this? This trend actually grew in popularity because of the Korean drama My Name is Kim San-soon. The proper name for it is
양머리 수건.
which roughly translates into English as sheephead towel. Not only is this considered to be cute, but it also prevents sweat from rolling into your eyes. Maybe you can ask one of your Korean friends to show you how to tie it. Once you've finished your bath, you may want to try a very unique service in Korea called
때밀이,
This is a service where staff dressed in black bathing suits or undergarments use a rough cloth to scrub your entire body clean. It's advised to go into a rather hot bath before this service so that your body is easier to clean. In Korean saunas, you'll also see native Koreans taking a milk bath. If you order this, staff members will rub milk all over your body for moisture. These bathhouses are also great places for you to meet new people and practice your Korean. So relax, take a soak, and have a good time.
Like this quick lesson? Watch the full version at koreanclass101.com to understand the whole dialogue. While you're there, learn all about Korean culture with our audio lessons and cultural word lists. Sign up for your free lifetime account at koreanclass101.com. 안녕히 계세요. Hi everybody, I'm Jae-hee from koreanclass101.com. Do you know how to say I love you in Korean? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say I love you and a special phrase for Valentine's Day. Let's start with the most common phrase, 사랑해요. 사랑해요. I love you. This phrase is direct. You should use it only when you're confessing your love. If you want to be less direct, you can use this phrase. 당신은 나에게 무척 소중해요. 당신은 나에게 무척 소중해요. It means you mean so much to me. Now, if you want to be more romantic in expressing your love for someone, you can say this phrase. 말로는 내 사랑을 설명할 수 없습니다. 말로는 내 사랑을 설명할 수 없습니다. It means words can't describe my love for you. Now you know 3 different ways to say I love you in Korean. And here's one more. What if you want to spend Valentine's Day with someone special? In that case, say this phrase. 발렌타인데이 같이 보낼래요? Will you be my Valentine? Or literally, do you want to spend Valentine's Day together? 발렌타인데이 같이 보낼래요? Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Listen to the expression and repeat after me. I love you. 사랑해요. 사랑해요. You mean so much to me. 당신은 나에게 무척 소중해요. 당신은 나에게 무척 소중해요. Words can't describe my love for you. 말로는 내 사랑을 설명할 수 없습니다. 말로는 내 사랑을 설명할 수 없습니다. Will you be my Valentine? 발렌타인데이 같이 보낼래요? 발렌타인데이 같이 보낼래요? Well done! Did you know that on Valentine's Day, some theaters in Korea set up a kiss time in the middle of the performance or showing? Kiss time is when the lights are turned off in the middle of the performance without any notice, so that couples can kiss. Korean couples prefer having a private kiss time than kissing openly in public places. You just learned 3 different ways to say I love you in Korean and 1 special phrase for Valentine's Day. And if you're interested in learning more, Don't forget to download your free romance and love cheat sheet, which includes romantic words, compliments, and pickup lines. Check out the description below and go to koreanclass101.com now. I'll see you next time. 안녕히 계세요. Hi everybody, this is Jay from koreanclass101.com. Do you know what monsters Korean people are scared of? In this lesson, you'll learn about 3 scary monsters in South Korea. Let's start with the most popular monster, 구미호. 구미호. It means nine-tailed fox. A nine-tailed fox can transform into a young woman. A truly demonic trickster, the 구미호 has the sole goal of seducing a man to marry her so she can consume his heart. Gumihos can live up to 1,000 years. That sounds pretty scary, right? You might have heard about the next monster. The next one is 도깨비. 도깨비. It can be translated as goblin in English. This fierce-looking goblin can be either good or evil. The 도깨비 wishes to live among humans and often makes their presence known. They are sometimes innocent and playful, but can also bring pests and misfortune. Okay, here is the last monster, 물귀신. 물귀신. Have you heard about this one? This is the water ghost. This is the ghost of those who died by drowning or suicide. These sad and lonely ghosts haunt watery and wet places. They are known to grab swimmers by the ankles and sometimes cause their deaths. Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Listen to the names of each monster and repeat after me. Nine-tailed fox. 구미호. 구미호. goblin. 도깨비. 도깨비. water ghost. 물귀신. 물귀신. Well done! Did you know there's a holiday to honor the dead in South Korea? 추석, celebrated on August 15th of the lunar calendar, is the South Korean equivalent of Halloween. It's a time of ancestral remembrance during which families visit ancestral tombs with gifts. And that's it. You just learned about 3 of the scariest monsters in South Korea and about Chuseok, the South Korean equivalent of Halloween. Now, learn Korean twice as fast by downloading all your PDF cheat sheets, including survival phrases, pickup lines, business etiquette, and more. Check out the description below and go to koreanclass101.com now. I will see you next time. 안녕히 계세요.
Wait, that sounded like A.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi everyone! Do you know the 1,000 most useful phrases in Korean? In this lesson, you'll be able to know all of them, so sit back, relax, and have a cup of tea as you listen and learn.
화장실은 어디에 있습니까? 저기요.
대단하다.
예약했어요. 얼마입니까?
이거 뭐예요?
고마워요.
정말이요?
할인해 주실 수 있어요? 와이파이 인터넷은 무료인가요?
계산 써주세요. 추천해 시간을 주시겠어요? 이거 입어봐도 돼요?
You just learned the 1,000 most useful phrases in Korean. And if you're interested in learning more, try learning the core 2,000 word list. With this, you'll understand 95% of the language, and best of all, this is not a joke. Check out the description below and go to KoreanClass101.com now. See you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hee. Welcome back to Korean Weekly Words. In this video, we'll be talking about 20 must-know family words. Let's begin. 어머니, mother. For Korean family words, actually there are two types for most of the words. First one is very formal and the other one is very casual. So when you call your mother politely or when you address someone else's mother, you can use the word 어머니. But when you just call your mom very casually, you can say 엄마. So 어머니, formal, 엄마, casual. In Korea, there's no Mother's Day, but instead we have Parents' Day, which is 어버이날. So in a sentence, you can say 어버이날에 어머니에게 편지를 썼습니다. I wrote a letter to my mother on Parents' Day. 아버지, father. 아버지, father. So it's the same. 아버지 is for the formal situation. For casual situation, you can say 아빠. 아버지, formal, 아빠, casual. So in a sentence, you can say that 아버지 생신 선물로 넥타이를 샀습니다. I bought a necktie for my father's birthday gift. 여동생, younger sister. 여동생, younger sister. So here we have the word 여, which means female, feminine, or woman. And 동생 means younger sibling. So altogether it means younger sister. So in a sentence, you can say that 여동생이 조카를 낳았습니다. It can be translated as my younger sister gave birth. 언니, 누나, older sister. 언니, 누나, older sister. Like if you're a male speaker, you have to say 누나, but if you're a female speaker, you have to say 언니. So for example, if you're a male speaker, you have to say 누나가 내일 결혼합니다. My older sister will get married tomorrow. But if you're a female speaker, you have to say 언니가 내일 결혼합니다. My older sister will get married tomorrow. Male speaker 누나, female speaker 언니. 남동생, younger brother. 남동생, younger brother. 남동생 can be used by both female or male speakers. So you can say something like 남동생이 다음 달에 군대에 갑니다. My younger brother will join the army next month. 형제, brother. 형제, brother. Someone asks you like 형제가 몇 명 있어요? You can translate it as how many brothers you have, but also how many brothers and sisters you have. 사촌, cousin. So 사촌 literally means relative who is 4 steps away. So there's some words, something like 삼촌, which means uncle. So that means the relative who is 3 steps away. So you can see 삼촌 is closer to me than 사촌. So you can say that 사촌 결혼식에 갔습니다. I went to my cousin's wedding. 삼촌, uncle. 삼촌, uncle. So you can say that 설날에 삼촌 집에 놀러 갔습니다. I visited my uncle's house on New Year's Day. 할머니, grandmother. 할머니, grandmother. So when you talk about grandmother in general, you can just say 할머니, but when you address someone else's grandmother or you want to address your own grandmother politely, you can say that 할머님. And also, like if you just say 할머니, that means the grandmother on your father's side. If you want to say grandmother on your mother's side, which is your mother's mother, then you have to say 외할머니 using 외. So in a sentence, you can say that 할머니 생신에 떡국을 먹었습니다. We had rice cake soup on my grandmother's birthday. 할아버지, grandfather. So 할아버지 means grandfather, 아버지 means father. And if you want to talk about your mother's father, like grandfather on mother's side, you can say 외할아버지. 우리 할아버지는 70대까지 일하셨습니다. My grandfather worked until he was in his 70s. 부모님, parent. So in general, 부모님 is the word meaning parent. But when we talk about Parents' Day, we use the word 어버이, which address both father and mother inside one word. So 어버이날 means Parents' Day, but in general, you can just use 부모님 to mean parent. For example, 부모님이 어제 학교에 오셨습니다. My parents came to my school yesterday. 딸, daughter. There's one word 딸바보, which literally means daughter, stupid. People use it when they see a father who always think about their daughter. So they say like you're stupid because you only, think about your daughter, like in a very positive way. So you can say that 우리 아버지는 딸바보입니다. My father is the father who always think about a daughter. 아들, son. So 아들 means son, and when you want to address someone else's son politely, you can say that 아드님. 아드님은 요즘 어떻게 지내세요? How is the son doing? 우리 아들은 내년에 군대에 간다. My son will join the army next year. 배우자, spouse. We usually don't use this kind of word in a casual situation, but in some, official situation, for example, 배우자를 찾습니다. I'm looking for a partner. I'm looking for a spouse on the ad or on some written paper. You can use the word to mean partner or spouse. 아내, wife. 아내, wife. So 아내 means wife, but in a daily conversation, we use some different words. For example, 아내분 to address someone else's wife politely. But 아내 has a neutral tone, so you can use it as in 제 아내는 회사에서 일을 합니다. My wife is working at a company. 남편, husband. This is also a neutral word to mean husband. And also, when you want to address someone else's husband, you can just add 분 and say 남편분. So for example, 남편분은 뭐 하세요? What does your husband do? And as an answer, you can hear 제 남편은 선생님입니다. My husband is a teacher. 여자 조카, niece. So 조카 means both niece and nephew. But if you want to make sure that it's for niece, you can just put 여자 and say 여자 조카. If you want to make sure that it is nephew, then you can say 남자 조카. So for example, you can say that 여자 조카랑 같이 디즈니랜드에 갔습니다. I went to Disneyland with my niece. 시어머니, mother-in-law. 시어머니, mother-in-law. If you like Korean drama, I think you hear this word a lot. So you can say that 제 시어머니는 정말 저에게 잘 해주십니다. My mother-in-law is taking care of me a lot. Only female speaker can use it. So if you're a male speaker, make sure that you use 장모님 to mean mother-in-law. 자식, child. 자식, child. There are many words to mean child, and 자식 can be used to address your own kids. It's more common to say 아이 to address, kids in general. So you can say that 저는 자식이 3명 있습니다 to mean I have 3 kids. Or more commonly, you can say that 저는 아이가 3명 있습니다. I have 3 kids. But make sure that you don't use this word to address someone else's kids. 형, 오빠, older brother. For example, if you're a male speaker, you have to say 형 to mean older brother. If you're a female speaker, you have to say 오빠 to mean older brother. I think you heard the song Gangnam Style, and there you can hear 오빠 a lot. It means older brother, but usually Korean women, they use 오빠 to address their boyfriend or partner. So in the lyrics of Gangnam Style, actually it means someone who is dating with, not the older brother. So in a sentence, you can say 저는 형이랑 많이 싸웠습니다. I used to fight a lot with my older brother. Okay, that's all 20 must-know family words. If you want to learn more words, make sure to visit koreanclass101.com. I'll see you next time. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다. 안녕히 계세요.
Hi guys, I'm Caitlin.
안녕하세요, 케이진입니다. Hi everyone, I'm Keijin.
So today I'm going to be sharing some interesting facts about BTS, and Keijin will be sharing some new Korean words with you. So I am a big fan of BTS. I'm what's called an ARMY. And recently, since I'm an ARMY, I decided to start studying Korean with Korean Class 101. So Keijin, do you know anything about BTS?
Actually, I don't know about BTS very well. I know they are very popular, but I don't watch TV very often, and I don't know about Korean idols very well. Yeah, so you said ARMY, so what does that mean? I mean, are you a soldier or something?
No, so ARMY is just the name that's given to the fans or fandom of BTS. Cajun, what is ARMY in Korean?
Actually, I searched for that on the internet and it's just ARMY.
Oh.
It's just ARMY in the Korean pronunciation.
Mm.
So can you pronounce this word? ARMY?
ARMY?
Good. Wow, nice pronunciation.
Thank you.
So Caitlin and I created this ebook, 217 Facts About BTS for KoreanClass101.com.
Okay, so in this video, we're gonna take some of the facts out of the book and share it with you guys. So Cajun, where can they find this book?
So you can download this book for free on KoreanClass101.com/BTS. Click the link in the description here or here somewhere.
So Cajun, do you know what BTS stands for?
So their Korean name is 방탄소년단. So 방, B, 탄, T, 소년단, S. So it's BTS.
It translates to Bulletproof Boy Scouts.
So why is it BTS?
Well, since it translates to Bulletproof Boy Scouts, I heard that they chose this name because they wanted to shield all of their fans. So,
Bang!
bang!
Proof!
So, do you know how many members are in BTS?
Yes, there are 7 members, right?
Yes. Can you name all of them?
I can try. Red Monster, Jin, V, J-Hope, Jungkook,
Min Yoongi, Suga,
Suga, right.
and Jimin.
Yeah, Jimin. I like Jimin.
So, who do you think is the most popular in Asia or America out of all of the members?
I saw a lot of comments about Jimin. So I guess he's the most popular. And I personally like the name Red Monster. It's so catchy, isn't it?
So usually Jungkook is the most popular, but the maknae line is, out of popularity-wise, is the most popular. So Jimin, V, and Jungkook, but Jungkook is usually the highest.
I see. Oh, okay. Why is Jungkook popular?
So Jungkook is called the golden maknae, so he's pretty much good at everything, and I guess people are just attracted to people who are good at everything.
Everything? What do you mean? Like he can dance well, sing well, rap well?
Yeah. Yeah, he can dance, he can sing, and he can rap. So in their earlier songs, he's seen rapping because he was originally going to be a rapper, but then they changed it up and he ended up being a singer. Cajun, how do you say to sing in Korean?
It's 노래하다. 노래하다. No. 노래하다.
노래하다.
So 노래 means a song and 하다 means to do. So it literally means to do a song.
Oh, okay. So a fact that you might not know about Jungkook is that he has a huge crush on Sailor Moon.
Oh, me too. I love Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I grew up watching Sailor Moon. It was a pretty popular anime in the 90s.
Yeah, and she's pretty.
Yeah, one time Namjoon dressed up as Sailor Moon and for Jungkook, so.
What? Wait. Who is Namjoon?
Namjoon is Rat Monster.
Oh, okay, so it's his real name.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So, by the way, who is your favorite member?
Okay, so my favorite member is also called my bias, and my bias is Kim Namjoon.
So, Rap Monster, right?
Yes.
So, why do you like him?
So he's seen as the intellectual of the group, and I just find that very attractive. He's also very sweet and very accommodating to the international fans, and I'm from America, so that's nice. So that's why I like him a lot.
I saw a lot of BTS music videos yesterday, and then in all the music videos, he's the first one appearing, right? Maybe lots of songs start from rap.
Yeah, he's the leader in the group, and him and Suga write a lot of the songs, so he probably has a hand in choosing who goes first, and so.
Yeah, I like him. He seems very charismatic. So it said he has an IQ of 148? He's very smart.
Yeah. So he actually was on a game show called Problematic Men for a while as a guest, but they stopped inviting him because he kept beating the professors that were also on the game show. So
Wow. Really?
yeah.
Yeah, he's really smart.
Hmm.
He's a lead rapper.
What's rapper in Korean?
It's rapper.
Rappa?
Rapper is easier than other Korean words, I guess. So how many rappers are there?
There's 3.
3, that's a lot.
There's Rap Monster, Sugar, and J-Hope.
So why is his name Suga, not Sugar or some other Suga? I first, when I saw the Korean name Suga, I thought it's sugar. But it's not sugar, it's just Suga.
Sugar. I'm assuming because it sounds more like a rapper name than Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar sounds so cute. It's like a girl name.
Yeah. So he got his name from the CEO of Big Hit, which is the company that BTS works with. And he got it because he's so pale and he's really sweet. So the CEO decided to call him Sugar.
Oh, wait. I love his hobby. Doing nothing when he has free time. He has same hobby as me.
His favorite thing to do is sleeping, and he actually has a really foul mouth, so the other members are really scared to wake him up. What's to sleep in Korean?
It's 잠자다.
잠자다.
잠, sleep, 자다.
잠자다.
잠자다. It's 잠자다, but you can also omit 잠. So you can just say 자다.
And it says that when he's nervous, he speaks with a Satori accent.
사투리 억양.
Oh, okay. How do you say it?
사투리 억양. So I guess he's from a different city, not Seoul, right?
He's from Daegu.
Oh, 대구.
Okay.
대구.
Daegu.
I see, yeah. So Daegu is between Seoul and Busan. So Seoul is northern South Korea and then Busan is southern South Korea. So it's
Okay.
between them. So I would say it's middle of Korea. And they have really strong accent. Well, so some people think that accent is really manly. And for girls, some people think it's really cute. So who is the last rapper?
So the last rapper is J-Hope, and he's also the lead dancer. So before they debuted, actually, him and Jungkook, their roles were supposed to have been switched. He was supposed to be a singer, and Jungkook was supposed to have been the rapper. He's called the sunshine and the hope of the group and the fandom.
Sunshine?
Yeah, he's always very bright and very happy. That's his concept. He's a very happy person. He doesn't show his sadness or anything.
He hates exercising and working out. Well, he's very similar to me. But is he a main dancer?
Yeah, he probably sees dancing as more of a fun activity rather than exercising.
Okay. So we covered 4 members. Who are the rest 3 members?
The other 3 members are Jimin, V, and Jin.
Could you tell me more about Jimin? I saw him a lot on Facebook and YouTube comments. I guess he's really popular too.
Yeah, he's also a singer like Jungkook, but he's also one of the main dancers. So J-Hope's seen as the best dancer, and then Jimin and Jungkook are seen as the second best dancers.
Jimin is the member who is known for doing fan service. What is fan service exactly?
So fan service is like ripping your shirt off and like showing abs and stuff. So he has
That's a good fan service.
He has really nice abs, so he's the one that always shows his abs. What is fan service in Korean?
It's so easy. 팬 서비스.
팬 서비스?
Right, we don't have F sound in Korean pronunciation, so we just use P sound instead. So it's 팬 서비스.
Okay.
팬 서비스. Can you do it?
팬 서비스.
Yay! Oh, but he views himself as fat and he has abs.
So he exercises a lot, and when they first debuted, he had a rounder face. He had cheeks. It's his mochi phase, but he dieted a lot to get rid of his cheeks and to get his abs. So he's now very thin, and a lot of his fans encourage him to eat more.
So he shouldn't view himself as fat now.
No, and not even in the beginning. He was always very skinny.
His favorite song to karaoke is Look at Me Only by Taeyang because he has previously had a one-sided love. Why? The girl didn't like Jimin? He's cute and cool.
I know. I don't know why.
I don't understand. Well,
Never happened now.
maybe she's regretting now.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe she's married. How come?
So what's one-sided love in Korean?
It's 짝사랑.
짝사랑.
Right. This the pronunciation of 짝 is not easy. In romanization, we just say JJ. Yeah, I know. But it's not easy. We also have pronunciation series on the website, so please check it out. So 짝 means one side, and 사랑 means love. So it's one side love, 짝사랑.
Now I've heard 사랑해 is love.
Yeah. 사랑해 is from 사랑하다. 하다 is to do. We just learned. So 사랑해 means do love.
Okay.
I love you. 사랑해.
So let's talk about the next member, V. He's the sub-vocalist. He's ranked as one of the lower vocalists, but he has a deeper voice, so he's really needed in the group to balance out the higher voices like Jungkook and Jimin and Jin.
Why is his name V?
His name is apparently V because it stands for victory.
This means victory in Korea. We just do it when we take a picture and say V kimchi.
This is like peace in America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He grew up on a farm.
He did. And he probably had the most difficulty going into training because he grew up on a farm and then he went to Seoul, which is very different than a farm. And his mother bought him a jacket, a really expensive jacket, because she didn't want him to feel out of place in such a crazy city.
Oh, so she doesn't want V look like a country boy.
Yeah. And so all of the other members thought he was rich when he showed up.
Yeah, he said he's obsessed with Gucci.
Yeah, he really loves Gucci now.
And he also said when his teaser image was released, 5 personal fan clubs were created. Is he good looking?
So V and Jin are considered to be the really 2 good-looking ones in the group. I mean, all of them are very good-looking, but they're the most good-looking. So the last member we're going to go over is Jin. He's a singer. He's also categorized as the worst dancer.
Worst dancer?
Him and Rat Monster are the 2 worst dancers. People usually say Rat Monster is a little bit better, but not much. They both have like signature really bad dances.
Really? When I watched music video, everyone was so good.
I know. They're all so good, but they're like, no, Jin and Rat Monster, they're bad.
2 of his nicknames are Pink Princess and Princess Jin.
Princess Jin.
Princess?
Yeah. Jin loves to be a princess. Absolute princess. He's always in photo shoots and he has like flower crowns on and stuff and he's just posing like a princess. So what's princess in Korean?
It's 공주.
공주.
That's good. Yeah. 공주. 공주 means a princess.
Okay.
If he was a girl, he said he would date Jimin because he's shy and someone like Jimin would help him open up and be social.
So Jin said that if he was a girl, he'd like to date Jimin because Jimin is a lot more outgoing than him and Jin is very shy and he'd think that he'd be more outgoing with Jimin. Jimin is a little bit more talkative, but I don't really see Jin as shy. He's very flirtatious with the camera. He's always like giving kisses and...
He's the one who is good at fan service, right?
Jimin is the one that does fan service. But Jin always is like winking at the camera and like giving kisses. So I don't really see him as shy. I don't know why he thinks of himself as shy. So Kajin, did you learn anything interesting about BTS today?
So yeah, before talking to you, I thought they are just boy band who is good at dancing and singing. But I can see that they have all different roles, and that was very interesting. And they are all cool and attractive. I like them.
Me too. Join army! Join army!
Okay.
So now that you know all of the members, who do you like the best?
I like Rat Monster.
So why do you like Rat Monster?
He's very charismatic, and also I like his rap style. Also, he's from my city. He's from Ilsan and I live in Ilsan. Maybe I met him somewhere on the street.
So I hope you learned some new and interesting facts about BTS.
And if you want to learn more about BTS, don't forget to download this ebook. It's free, and you can download it on koreanclass101.com/BTS. Link is in the description here. Here? Somewhere around this video, so please download it for free. 217 facts.
So please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.
And if you want to learn more about Korean, please visit koreanclass101.com.
See you next time.
Bye. My favorite place in Korea is home. Living room. And I just lie on the sofa, just like the guy who was the guy who wants to take a rest whenever he has Suga. Just like Suga, I love taking a rest at home. It's my favorite place in Korea.
Yay!
Yay! Go BTS!
Yay!
Finny! Finny!
Welcome to Introduction to Korean. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Korean pronunciation. Pronunciation refers to the manner in which a word is spoken, so don't focus on reading what's on screen. Instead, focus on listening and repeating. Korean is referred to as a syllable-timed language. What this means is that the syllables in Korean follow each other at regular intervals, usually with the same amount of time allocated for each syllable.
고마워요. 고마워요.
Each syllable is pronounced for an equal amount of time.
고마워요.
Since Korean is a syllable-timed language, there is no word stress. English, on the other hand, is a stress-timed language. Syllables that are stressed are valued greater than syllables that are unstressed. Individual. The stressed syllable vi in individual is deemed more important, so it's pronounced longer than all other syllables. Listen to it again. Individual. This gives English a Morse code-like rhythm, where the pace is sometimes fast and at other times slow. Compare this once again with Korean, which is even throughout.
고마워요.
Individual.
고마워요. 고마워요.
When pronouncing Korean words, focus on giving equal time to each syllable as you say the characters out loud. There are 10 basic vowel sounds in Korean, which are used to create a total of 21 vowel sound combinations. Let's take a look at how some of the basic vowels are pronounced.
아, 어, 오, 우, 으, 이.
There are also iotized vowel sounds in Korean. This simply means that there's an added Y sound.
야, 여, 요, 유.
Finally, there are diphthongs, which are two vowels pronounced closely together to form a gliding sound.
와, 워.
These are some of the basic vowel sounds in Korean. There are 14 basic consonants that produce a total 19 consonant sounds in Korean. All of these sounds are categorized into nasal, plain, aspirated, or tense sounds. You can think of these categories as going from soft to harder sounding consonants. Nasal consonants are consonant sounds which are pronounced through the nose. These consist of M, N, and NG type sounds.
느, 무, 으.
Plain consonant sounds are called that because they do not have special features added to them. Think of the T sound in stand or the P sound in span.
그, 드, 브, 스, 즈.
Aspirated consonant sounds, on the other hand, have an added turbulent sound. These sounds are like the English T sounds in tuck or take or the P in puck.
크, 트, 프, 츠, 흐.
Aspirated sounds are pronounced with a big burst of air, unlike plain sounds which do not have this quality. Compare the two categories of sounds.
그, 크, 느, 트, 브, 프.
Tense consonants, also known as double consonants, are pronounced with a stiffer voice. More pressure is built up and it's released much more quickly than plain sounds.
끄, 뜨, 프, 스, 즈.
Korean has a handful of sounds that are similar to English. They're not identical, however, so don't make the mistake of pronouncing them as such.
One of the most unique sounds in Korean is the consonant 리을. 르.
This consonant is often romanized as an R or an L, but there isn't an equivalent sound in English.
라마.
This sound is actually somewhere between an L and an R sound. When pronouncing this sound, your tongue should strike the gum ridge behind your upper teeth in a quick, rapid motion. Listen and repeat after J.
르, 르, 라마, 라마.
Well done! Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Korean is a syllable-timed language. You also learned the different categories for vowel and consonant sounds in Korean. And you discovered that there are some consonant sounds which do not have an English equivalent. We've covered only the basics of Korean pronunciation. If you're interested in learning more, check out the entire course we created named the Ultimate Korean Pronunciation Guide. In that course, we cover and break down all the sounds in the Korean language, showing you mouth and tongue positioning and giving you tips to help you perfect your Korean pronunciation. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Korean grammar, where you'll learn about Korean word order and how to build basic phrases in Korean. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
다음에 또 만나요.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Korean. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hee.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Korean writing. Similar to English, Korean also uses an alphabet. However, there is a big difference in the way Korean is written.
Unlike the English alphabet, where each letter stands alone, Korean consonants and vowels are combined and grouped together into blocks. Each block represents one syllable.
You can think of each block as a square which you need to fill in using consonants and vowels until you've created a syllable.
Every block will require a minimum of one consonant and one vowel to create a syllable.
Usually, though, Korean syllables will consist of three parts: the initial, medial, and final. Initials are written at the top left of the block. Initials will always be consonants.
Keep in mind, though, that this doesn't mean that syllables in Korean will always start with a consonant sound. It only means that vowels cannot be written in the initial position. A silent consonant could take this position, thus starting the syllable with a vowel sound.
Medials, on the other hand, will always be a vowel. It could be a single vowel or a double vowel, in which case it'll have a gliding sound, sometimes perceived as a Y or a W sound.
The most basic Korean block then would consist of a consonant-vowel combination. Ga.
Sometimes a block may include a final. Finals are always consonants and are positioned below the vowel at the bottom of the syllabic block. This means that the initial, medial, final structure would be a combination of a consonant, a vowel or double vowel, and a consonant. Here's a useful phrase which includes various syllabic block structures we've just discussed.
반가워.
As you can see, the first block contains the consonant-vowel-consonant format we just mentioned.
반.
The second block is the basic consonant-vowel format. The vowel is a vertical one, so the consonant is written on the left.
가.
The third block contains a double vowel, so the structure is initial-medial, with the initial being a consonant and the medial a double vowel.
워.
Altogether, it's
반가워.
There are three basic rules for writing Korean characters. They are written from left to right, top to bottom, and from outside to inside.
This means that when you start writing a syllable in Korean, you start at the top left corner of the block.
Start at the top left corner and work down to the bottom right. Usually, the topmost horizontal line would come first, followed by any vertical strokes. If the consonant starts with a vertical stroke, you would start from the top left and work your way down, followed by any horizontal strokes.
그. As the first consonant is a 기역, you'd start from the top left and move toward the right for the first stroke, then move downward.
With Korean vowels, similar rules apply. You go from left to right and top to bottom. Most vowels in Korean start with a vertical stroke, however, so you would usually work your way from top to bottom, then left to right.
아.
We said initials, or the consonant, were written first. So if you put these two characters together,
가.
with a horizontal vowel, you would write the initial or consonant first,
그.
followed by the vowel below.
우.
Together,
구.
if you had a final consonant, then the order would be
반.
And should the medial be a double vowel with both horizontal and vertical components, the horizontal vowel would be written first, followed by the vertical vowel to the right.
워.
There you have it. Now you know how to write Korean characters within a syllabic block. In this lesson, you learned the basic rules of Korean writing. You learned that Korean consonants and vowels are grouped together to form syllabic blocks. You learned that there are usually three parts to a syllable: the initial, which is always a consonant, a medial, which can be a vowel or a double vowel, and a final, which is always a consonant. And lastly, Korean characters are written from the top left to the bottom right.
That's all for this lesson. If you'd like to learn more about Korean writing, check out our 하나하나 Hangul series.
In the next lesson, you'll be entering Korean Boot Camp, where you'll learn useful beginner phrases to get you speaking Korean right away. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
다음에 또 만나요.
Hello, and welcome to Introduction to Korean. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui. In this series, you'll learn everything you need to know to get started learning Korean.
That's right, and we're here to help guide you through your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn why you should start learning a new language, why it should be Korean in particular, and how to get started.
Let's begin with the most obvious question. Why learn a new language?
There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that are off limits to you now. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing another language provides you with greater job opportunities. It gives you the freedom to move to another country halfway around the world to earn a living, or better yet, build a career from it, rather than being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never have even considered going simply because that wasn't a possibility for you. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place, and by broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you to grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Several studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't learn another language. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. This difference can be as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn Korean in particular?
Have you heard of Gangnam Style, the biggest hit song in 2012? The hit drama My Love from the Stars? Or popular boy bands Big Bang or EXO? The one thing they all have in common is that they are all part of Korean pop culture.
Korean pop culture is trending worldwide. K-pop artists are performing to sold-out shows all over the world. Korean dramas and movies are being remade, not just in Asia, but in Western countries as well, such as the United States.
K-pop stars also influence the fashion industry, as the clothing and accessories worn by K-pop singers and TV stars tend to sell out instantly worldwide.
Learning Korean, then, will allow you to take in all that Korean pop culture has to offer.
And contrary to popular belief, Korean is not a difficult language. Unlike some other Asian languages which require you to learn thousands of characters, Korean characters, known as Hangul, acts more like an alphabet, so it's much easier to learn.
And did you know that Korea is one of the highest ranked countries in terms of innovation?
That's right. Korea is one of the most innovative countries in the world. It's also one of the largest economies in Asia. But did you also know that Korea is one of the easiest countries in the world to do business in?
Korea is one of the top-ranking countries in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index, meaning it's very easy for foreign companies to do business in Korea.
Knowing Korean opens up many business opportunities. Understanding the language, the business etiquette, and work culture in Korea is essential in achieving success in the world of business. Oftentimes, it could even make or break an important business deal. Knowing Korean will put you ahead of the pack.
Okay then, we've talked about why you should start learning a language and why you should start learning Korean, but how should they get started, Jay?
Well, it's as simple as learning your first word in Korean and building up from there.
The good news, though, is that you already know some Korean.
피자, 아이스크림, 데이트.
There are many English loanwords that are used in Korean today. Even without teaching you any Korean, there's a good chance that you'll still recognize these Korean loanwords.
Let's teach you something that you might not know, but it's very useful. 반가워요. It means nice to meet you in Korean.
That's a useful phrase. Can you explain a little bit about what these characters are, though?
Sure. That's actually the Korean alphabet that we mentioned earlier called Hangul. And 반가워요 is a good phrase to know as it shows the various ways Hangul can be written, with a 받침 arranged horizontally from left to right, using a combination of two vowels and arranged top to bottom.
You'll learn about the grammatical rules and the writing system eventually, but for now, let's focus on practicing this phrase. Listen and repeat after Jay.
반가워요.
Now you try.
반가워요.
Your turn again.
반가워요.
Well done. Now you know how to say nice to meet you in Korean. We've covered a lot of things already, so why don't we wrap up the first lesson and recap what we've learned?
In this lesson, you learned that studying another language has many benefits, such as providing new job and business opportunities. Learning Korean will help you understand more about Korean pop culture. And to say nice to meet you in Korean, it's
반가워요.
In the next lesson, we're going to demystify Korean pronunciation by taking a look at the sounds of Korean. So be sure to watch the next video. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
다음에 또 만나요.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Korean. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hui.
In this lesson, we'll focus on teaching you some useful Korean words and phrases for absolute beginners.
Make sure to repeat the words out loud after I say the examples.
Are you ready? Let's get started. One of the best phrases to learn while studying a new language is one that expresses gratitude. If you had to learn only a single phrase, this would be it.
고마워요. It means thank you. 고마워요.
Keep repeating after Jay until you get it.
고마워요.
Your turn.
고마워요. 고마워요.
One last time.
고마워요.
Okay, the next phrase we'll teach you is also very useful. It's used to excuse yourself.
실례합니다. And it means excuse me. 실례합니다.
Use this phrase when you're out shopping and need help, or when you're making your way through the busy streets of Seoul.
실례합니다. 실례합니다.
Do you remember this consonant here? We discussed it in lesson 2. While this character is transcribed as an R and an L, don't pronounce it like an English R. Listen to how Jay is pronouncing this sound.
르,
It sounds like a mixture between an R and an L sound.
르, 르.
Altogether, it's...
실례합니다.
Okay, one last time.
실례합니다.
Now you can say thank you and excuse me in Korean. Let's move on. Another very important phrase to know is to ask where something is. This phrase is very useful as you can use it to ask where the bathroom or the subway station is.
는 어디예요?
For example, if you want to ask, where is the bathroom?
화장실은 어디예요? 는 is a topic marker which marks the place as the subject of the sentence. 은 is used if the character preceding it ends with a consonant. If the character preceding this phrase ends with a vowel, you use 는. 어디 means where. 예요 is a polite word that roughly translates to is.
Altogether, it's...
화장실은 어디예요?
Your turn.
화장실은 어디예요?
Next,
지하철역. 지하철역은 어디예요?
if you ask someone this question, they'll direct you to the closest subway station. If you'd like to ask where a specific subway station is, like Seoul Station for example, omit subway and place the location before station.
지하철역. 서울역. 서울역은 어디예요?
Next,
사우나.
sauna.
사우나. 사우나는 어디예요?
You can substitute almost anything and simply add
는 어디예요?
to ask where something is in Korean. In this final lesson, you learned how to say thank you, excuse me, and to ask where something is in Korean. And in this series, we introduced you to the basics of Korean pronunciation, grammar, writing, and more. Let's conclude with some parting advice from Jay and listen to some of his tips on how to learn Korean from a native Korean perspective.
The best way to learn Korean is to practice, practice, practice. First of all, don't try to fit Korean sounds into that of the English alphabet. One effective way to initially master Korean pronunciation is to watch Korean educational videos. Korean children need to learn their native language too, so educational programs for children as well as adults will help you figure out the vowel and consonant sounds. Watching modern Korean dramas and news programs is another sure way of increasing your Korean vocabulary and improving your grammar. Although K-pop is very popular and trendy, most of the lyrics use English phrases or slang which you may not use in everyday speech. And last but not least, studying Korean through contemporary videos such as our videos here at KoreanClass101.com will ensure that you're learning real, applicable Korean in the fastest and most effective way.
You've reached the end of this course, Introduction to Korean, but it's only the beginning of your journey to Korean fluency. Next, how about trying our innovative Korean culture series, where we teach you beginner vocab and even more useful phrases? Or check out any of our other video series. We have many different categories for you to choose from. Good luck as you continue learning Korean, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!
다음에 만나요.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Korean. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jae-hee.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Korean grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence in a given language. Consider the English sentence, I saw a movie. But first, let's remove the article a here for simplicity. So we're just left with I saw movie. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I saw a movie, we can see that the subject I is presented first, followed by the verb saw, and then finally the object movie is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Now, let's compare the same sentence, I saw a movie, in Korean. 나는 영화를 봤어요. If we break down the Korean sentence, we get the subject 나, meaning I, then comes the object 영화, meaning movie, and finally we have the verb 봤어요, meaning saw. The word order for Korean then is subject, object, verb, or SOV for short.
In both languages, the subject is presented first. In English, though, it's followed by the verb and then the object, compared to the object being first and the verb last in Korean. The same sentence in Korean is essentially I movie saw, subject first, then object and verb last, SOV. This is the basic word order for sentences in Korean.
Okay, let's move on to the next section.
English is what is called a subject-prominent language. This simply means that the subject is slightly more important than other components in the sentence. It's the key piece of information other components in the sentence relate to. Who is doing the action is slightly more important than what is being done or which object it's been done to in English. If we had to slowly remove pieces of information from a sentence while trying to keep its essence intact, logically we would do so in order of least important to most important. If we were to omit the subject, we would get saw a movie, which sounds strange. On the other hand, if we were to omit the object instead, the sentence would become I saw. Even though in each instance we omitted a piece of information, the reason I saw sounds less strange is because we've yet to break any grammatical rules, and so there's still potential for the sentence fragment to become a complete sentence and to become grammatically correct. Since the latter is logical, this indicates that the subject is more important than the object in English. The same is true if we had omitted the verb. Since the subject is the integral component in the sentence, this makes English a subject-prominent language.
Korean, on the other hand, is a topic-prominent language. Unlike English, the focus of each Korean sentence is the topic, not the subject. Essentially, the watched a movie portion, 영화를 봤어요, is the main focus of the sentence. The subject I can be omitted.
In fact, if it's obvious what the subject is, or if it's already been established, it's quite normal to omit the subject from the conversation altogether in Korean. Let's look at this aspect in a bit more detail. More often than not, if you wanted to say, I saw a movie in Korean, you would not say,
나는 영화를 봤어요.
Instead, you would more likely say, movie saw in Korean.
영화를 봤어요.
Korean is a topic-prominent language. Thus, the information to be shared is the act of seeing a movie. The subject is less important and is usually omitted altogether. Most Korean sentences are constructed and spoken like this in real life.
영화를 봤어요.
On the other hand, when it's unclear who or what the subject is, or if you wanted to place emphasis on the subject, like if you wanted to specify from a group of people that it was you who saw the movie, then you would include the subject.
제가 영화를 봤어요.
But more often than not, in spoken Korean, you can omit the subject, particularly if that subject is you.
선물을 샀어요. 택시를 타고 돌아왔어요.
Knowing this, we can easily express any simple action in Korean using just the object and the verb. Try to create the sentence, I ate an apple, from these sets of words.
먹었어요. 사과를.
Got it? The object goes first, so let's put apple here. And the verb goes last, so let's put ate at the end. Finally, we connect them using the appropriate particle. And that's it.
사과를 먹었어요.
Which means, I ate an apple in Korean.
사과를 먹었어요.
Well done. Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Korean sentences are formed using a subject-object-verb, or SOV, word order. The most important aspect of Korean sentences is not the subject, but the topic of the sentence. Most sentences spoken in Korean will not actually contain a subject, especially if that subject is obvious. And lastly, you can create basic sentences in Korean by putting the object first and the verb last. We've covered only the very basics of Korean grammar. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Korean in 3 Minutes video series. In that course, we teach you useful phrases while covering the fundamentals of Korean grammar, and each lesson is only 3 minutes long. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Korean writing. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
다음에 또 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, does yo make everything more polite in Korean? The short answer is yes. With the particle yo, you can make words sound more polite. So, how can you make a sentence ending with yo? Here are some rules. First, let's do a very simple one. When the verb stem ends in a vowel like the ka in 가다, meaning to go, you can simply replace 다 with yo. We don't need any additional particles. However, when the verb stem ends in a consonant like 놀 in 놀다, meaning to play, we need the extra vowel 아 before yo to say 놀아요. But that's not all. In Korean, we have some vowels called negative vowels. For example, u, and 으. When the last vowel of the word is a negative one, you will need to use instead of 아. Here's an example. 먹 is the verb stem of the verb 먹다, meaning to eat. The verb stem ends in a consonant, so you might think you need to add 아 and say 먹어요 to make it polite. However, this is not correct. Remember, we also need to check the last vowel, and this time the last vowel of the verb stem is which is negative. So you need to say 먹어요 using Sounds complicated, right? Don't worry. As you hear more verbs with the yo particle, it will come more naturally to you. Let's do one more example because we have one final rule for using the particle yo. A lot of Korean verbs are made with 하다, meaning to do. For example, 공부하다, meaning to study. When you want to make a 하다 verb polite, just replace 하다 with 해요. So 공부하다 becomes 공부해요. Since there are so many 하다 verbs in Korean, you can practice with the 하다 verbs first. Then you only have 2 more conjugation rules to master. Is this still confusing? You get the hang of it with more practice. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I use 은 and 는? 은 and 는 are called topic marking particles and are placed after noun to specify what's being discussed. Using a topic marking particle is one way to designate a noun as the subject of a sentence. The main functions of 은 and 는 are to bring attention to remind the listener about the topic, to clarify the topic, or to contrast two items. You can use 는 when the previous syllabic block ends in a vowel, and 은 when the previous syllabic block ends in a consonant. Let's take a look at some examples so you can learn how to use 은 and 는 correctly. When there's not a specific topic being talked about in a conversation, a topic marking particle can be used to bring attention to what the speaker wants to talk about. For example, 한국어 공부는 좋아하세요? Meaning, do you like studying Korean? Here, the speaker draws attention to the topic of Korean study. If a topic has already been introduced in the conversation, you don't need to mention it again. However, if the speaker wishes to clarify what's being spoken about, a topic marking particle is used to clarify the topic of the sentence. From our previous example about studying, we can say 한국어 공부는 재미있어요. Studying Korean is fun. A topic marking particle can also be used to contrast items. 저는 한국어 공부가 재미있어요. Literally, as for me, studying Korean is fun. Another person might respond, 저는 영어 공부가 재미있어요. As for me, studying English is fun. These sentences use the topic marking particle to contrast the other person who is interested in studying a different language. And that's it. I hope that answers your question. Please leave any more questions in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I use 이 and 가? The subject marking particles 이 and 가 are used to mark the subject of a sentence. These are used when the subject is being introduced for the first time. 이 is used if the subject ends in a consonant, and 가 is used if the subject ends in a vowel. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use the subject marking particles correctly. Let's use 여기가 제 집입니다, meaning here's my house, as an example. In this sentence, we use the subject marking particle 가 next to the noun 여기, meaning here, to mark the noun 여기 as the subject of this sentence. Let's do another example. When you meet someone for the first time, you may ask, 이름이 무엇입니까? What's your name? Here, we use the subject marking particle 이 next to the noun 이름, meaning name. This is because the topic, his or her name, is being introduced for the first time. There are certain verbs that use the subject marking particles as part of a set. Some common verbs are 아니다, 있다, and 없다, which mean not, to exist, and not to exist, respectively. Generally speaking, whenever the verbs 아니다, 있다, and 없다 are used in the sentence marking particle is used as well to mark what exists and what doesn't exist. For example, 학생이 아닙니다, meaning I'm not a student. An important thing to remember is that Korean often contains double subjects, with one being marked by the topic marker and the other marked by the subject marker. For example, 저는 학생이 아닙니다, meaning I'm not a student. It has two subjects, 저, meaning I, and 학생, meaning student. The topic of the sentence is 저, meaning I, so it uses 는, the topic marking particle. 학생, student, is the subject, so it uses the subject marking particle 이. This can be translated as for me, I'm not a student. And that's it. I hope that helps. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of the most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I use 을 and 를? We use the object marking particles 을 and 를 to mark the object of a sentence when it's attached to a noun. We attach 을 to nouns that end in consonants and attach 를 to nouns that end in vowels. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use 을 and 를 correctly. Let's use the sentence 그들은 서울을 잘 모릅니다 as an example. It literally means they don't know Seoul that well. Here, Seoul acts as the object of this sentence. The word ends in a consonant, so we'll use the object marking particle 을. Let's do one that ends in a vowel. 저는 한국어를 잘 합니다. Literally, I'm good in Korean. But more naturally, my Korean is good. Here, the object 한국어, Korean, ends in a vowel, so we need to use 를. Let's do another example with a consonant. Take 저는 그들을 잘 압니다, meaning I know them well. In this sentence, you can use the object marking particle 을 because the pronoun 그들, meaning they, ends in a consonant. How was it? Hope that clears things up. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of the most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, why does Korean have two words for my? The word 저희 literally means of I or mine. It has two words. 저 means I, and 의 is the possessive particle meaning something like of. 제 is the simplified form of the word 저희. In normal daily conversation, Koreans use 제 instead of 저희. If you want to make your sentence more casual, you can also use the word 네. 네 is the simplified version of the word 나, meaning I, and 의, the possessive particle. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use each word for my correctly. When you introduce yourself at a job interview, you should use 제. For example, 제 이름은 이재휘입니다. My name is Jae Lee. However, if one of your close friends introduces you to a new friend, you can use the casual one, 네. 내 이름은 이재휘야. I'm Jae Lee. Let's say you want to introduce your younger sister to your friend. If you're introducing her to someone younger than you, you'd say 내 여동생이야. It's my younger sister. Or if you're introducing her to someone older or your superior, you should use the humble form of mine and say 제 여동생이에요. One more thing. Did you notice how formal sentence endings 입니다 and 요 pair with 제? Please remember to use the formal sentence endings when you use the word 제 to an elderly or superior. How was this lesson? Pretty interesting, right? Please leave any more questions in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of the most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I use 명 and 분 correctly when counting in Korean? In Korea, formality is really important. Therefore, even words for counting or counters can serve as honorifics in Korean. For example, 명 is a counter used to refer to people. However, when you're talking about people who are older or of a high status, you should use 분. It's an honorific counter used to refer to people. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use 명 and 분 correctly. When you go into a restaurant, a staff member will probably ask you how many to check how many people you'll be dining with. In Korean, you'll be asked either 몇 명이세요 or 몇 분이세요. Of course, the latter is more formal and polite. Then, how should we respond? Can you also use either 명 or 분? The answer is no. You can only use 명. This is because you're referring to yourself and the group that you're a part of. You should only use honorifics to show respect to others. Let's do one more example. Which counter should you use to say there are 40 people in my company? Since you're referring to yourself and your workplace, you need to use 명. Therefore, you say 우리 회사에는 40명이 있습니다. How was this lesson? I hope that clears things up. Please leave any more questions in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, why do Korean people sometimes use 우리, meaning our, when they actually mean my? Korean people sometimes use the word 우리, meaning our, instead of my, when talking about a group that he or she is a part of. For example, my family, 우리 가족. It literally means our family. And the list goes on, for example, 우리 엄마, my mom, or literally our mom. Korean people use the word 우리 when talking about a group that he or she is strongly attached to, like a family member. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use 우리 correctly. Let's say you want to introduce your coworker to your friend. You would say 우리 회사 동료야. This is my coworker. 우리 회사 literally means our company, but you and your friend do not work at the same company. So what you actually mean is my company. By saying 우리 회사, you express a sense of belonging. Let's do another example. Let's say someone asks you how many people are in your family. If there are 4 people in your family, you say 우리 가족은 4명입니다. There are 4 people in my family, or literally, there are 4 people in our family. This use of our doesn't mean that the speaker and the listener are siblings. The speaker uses 우리 because he or she feels strongly attached to his or her family. Let's do one more example. Say you have a best friend named Mark, and Mark has a brother named Andy, whom you're also close with. In this case, you can refer to Andy as 우리 Andy and as Mark, 우리 Andy는 지금 뭐해? Meaning, what is Andy doing now? Or literally, what is our Andy doing now? This is to show your close friendship with Andy. You can also use 우리 when referring to things you're particularly attached to, such as 우리 집, my home, and 우리 차, my car. Try using 우리 the next time you talk to your Korean friends and see how you sound. How was it? I hope that helps. Please leave any more questions in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of the most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, when should I use the humble form of verbs in Korean? There are some verbs in Korean that have humble forms and don't sound like their casual counterparts. We use these verbs when we refer to ourselves in formal situations. 2 examples are 들이다 and 여쭈다. These 2 verbs are used instead of 주다 and 묻다 for to give and to ask respectively. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use the humble forms of these verbs correctly. Let's say you want to ask a professor a question. How do you say, I'd like to ask you something? To show respect to your professor, you should use the humble form of to ask, 여쭈다, and say, 뭐 좀 여쭐게요. 좀 is another verb that makes your sentence sound softer. It sounds more polite than saying 뭐 좀 물어볼게요 because it uses the humble verb. Let's do another example. Now, you want to ask whether or not your classmate has turned in a group report. How do you say, did you give it to the professor? Here, even though you're talking to your friend, you're talking about the professor. So you still need to use the humble form and say, 교수님 드렸어? Did you give it to the professor? Here's a challenge. How can you say to your friend, give it to me, I'll give it to the professor? That's right. We need both 주다 and 드리다 for these sentences. 주다 for the first sentence and 드리다 for the second sentence. So you'll get 나줘, 내가 교수님 드릴게, meaning give it to me, I'll give it to the professor. How was this lesson? I hope that clears things up. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요. Hi everybody, Jay here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of the most common Korean questions. The question for this lesson is, how do I use 에 and 에서? In English, use words such as at, in, on, to, and from to talk about location. In Korean, you need location marking particles when giving directions or talking about where something is. The particle 에 can be translated as at, to, on, or in, depending on the context. The particle 에서 can also mean at, in, or from, and marks where an action is performed or a temporary point of departure. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use 에 and 에서 correctly. Let's use the sentence 저는 집에 있습니다, meaning I am at home. In this sentence, the particle 에 indicates the location where I exist. The particle is located right after the noun 집 to indicate the location. Let's do an example using an action. 저는 한국에서 일합니다, meaning I work in Korea. Here, the particle 에서 is used to mark the location of an action, which is 한국, Korea. Let's do one more example using temporary point of departure, which can be translated as from. 그는 방금 외국에서 돌아왔습니다, meaning he just came back from abroad. Here, the particle 에서 is marking where he is coming from, which is 외국, abroad. If it's still a little confusing, just remember this. Place plus 에서, meaning in or at, marks the location of an action. Okay, I hope that makes more sense now. Please leave any more questions in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. See you next time. 다음 시간에 만나요.
Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Korean ebook before it's gone.